Hey guys, this is David at New Meta. I wanted to talk to you today about my top 10 action figures of 2025. My number 10 action figure of 2025 is a little bit of a unique one. I will say I probably care more about this figure than a lot of people did, but it is going to be Marrow from the Nemesis wave. I love this figure. It's probably more because I care a lot about the character. I've always thought I love the mutants that have just the most unique, weird, bizarre powers. Have always been my favorites, and that's why Marrow has always been like really close to the top of my list. I mean, and one that's never really had an action figure, right? Not that I can remember. So just shoots the bones out, and she's got obviously two bone knives. She's got like the really fun little like rib cage bones like sticking out of her back and like the knees, and I just thought this was a really fun figure. I don't think we're gonna get one of her again, so I was really excited to see it. Hopefully one of these days I'll like finish like a Morlocks display that she can be a part of. So yeah, that'd be my number 10 figure on the year was Marrow. Now for my number 9 figure on 2025. This is a little bit more of a unique twist on my figures because I do mainly collect loose, if not exclusively loose figures. But there was one figure this year that I was very excited to keep in box. So I'll be honest, I have not touched this figure and played with it physically, but it is Page Puncher's Wonder Woman. I just thought just the presentation with the card and then the comic art on the back, it's like the original Wonder Woman. I just think this looks really cool. I'm a big fan of McFarlane's like clamshell packaging. So I just think this looks good. It looks clean. I think it's a really fun character. It was a really popular character on the year, which is another reason why I was so excited to just keep this one and hang on to it, because hopefully someday that this has a lot more value to it and then just makes it feel more exciting in my collection. But this was probably my number 9 figure on the year. So we're at my number 8 figure for 2025, and it is going to be, I had to put a Street Fighter figure on here. It was a tough call, but where I landed was Dalsim from Street Fighter. This is an awesome figure. I think what makes it stand out for me as one of the top figures of 2025, which there's so many ways I could have gone with Jada Toys, but guys, the stretchy arms, that is, to date, I do not believe we have had this type of stretchy arm articulation on a 6-inch figure. And I'm looking at Hasbro. Guys, get us something like this for Mr. Fantastic, because Jada Toys did it on their first try with Dalsim, and they knocked it out of the park. So this is up there. It has a lot of great accessories, got like little effects, a little stand. This was a really cool figure. I liked a lot of what Jada Toys did this year, but I feel like this one kind of perfectly encapsulates so much of what they did well. And this was actually my very first Jada Toys figure in 2025. So, and ever. So again, really cool figure. Glad I have it in my collection, and that is my number, where are we at? 8. Number 8 of 2025. This will be a little bit more of a controversial pick. Not that he should or shouldn't be on my top 10 list. I think he definitely should be, and he's probably on most people's top 10 list. But I think he's probably a little lower than some of you might have him, especially some of you Marvel Legends people. So at number 7, I have Rom the Space Knight. I think for a lot of folks this year, this might have been their top pick, or close to it. This was a surprising figure. I still don't know anything about Rom the Space Knight. I don't know if I ever will know anything, and maybe that adds to the mystique and the coolness of this figure, but the articulation was just wild for something that has like such a boxy, like chrome, like presentation. This is an awesome figure, though. I think I probably bought into the hype a little bit too, because I wasn't gonna get this, and then I saw everybody posing it, and I'm like, oh, that looks so much fun. And also, there's just something about like silver figures that just look so clean and crisp. But yeah, this one definitely, it met and exceeded expectations. Was very excited to finally open one after I saw all the excitement that everybody else had. So there he is, number 7. I've got Rom the Space Knight. All right, now we are at my number 6 figure of 2025. This was an easy call for me, a figure that I loved when they announced it, and I was very excited to get, because I don't quite have a figure like this one, or I don't have a version of Iceman quite like this Iceman. So I have the Age of Apocalypse Iceman that's got like the weird ice claws. Very cool figure. I have the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Iceman, which was kind of my definitive Iceman until they announced this one. So I was pumped to get this one. He's got like the little like ice effect he can shoot down with the like ice ramp he goes on top of. A little hard to articulate to make that look cool, but still an awesome feature. The snowball is hilarious. I love that. So Iceman, that was my number 6 figure on the year. One of my top Marvel Legend figures on 2025 as a whole. Just love the translucent. Look at that. Like he's just virtually see through. That's a lot of fun. And we do have a bunch of Icemen, Ice People still in stock. I need to get rid of them. So use code Iceman, just Iceman, one word, at gonewmeta.com when you're checking out. And let's do 25% off in the next 10 of you that order Iceman from gonewmeta.com. So again, I hope you guys can all enjoy this as much as I have. And if you miss out on that 25% off, you can use New Meta 100 for just a 10% off on your entire order. For anything else that you want, Iceman, whatever it is in my store, you can have it 10% off. New Meta 100, go for it. Coming in at number 5. This is a new toy line for me this year, but I love it so far, and that is Big Bad Workshop's Monster Force, and specifically the Eraser figure from Monster Force. So if you guys have not seen anything about this figure, he is, let me get these out of his hands. He is the Invisible Man, right? Like he's got invisible hands, and he has all these different parts. Like you can change out his head to be a fully invisible head. If I take his goggles off, you can't quite tell, but those are invisible eye sockets, right? This is an awesome figure. I think it's so much fun. There's a lot of customization you can do. And then kind of like GI Joes, I mean, they just give them tons of like guns and knives and all these different things you can add to their like tactical vests. I mean, it's a cool figure. It's not one I'll ever be able to carry because it's Big Bad Toy Store's own brand. But I will be a loyal customer for as long as they keep cranking out figures like this. So very, very cool. I hope you guys all give it a shot sometime coming up. They've got more stuff coming out as well. But the Eraser definitely goes on my top 10 list, specifically at number 5 for 2025. So we are at number 4 for 2025 on my top figures of the year. And I'm moving things around. If you saw my most recent post on Instagram or TikTok, I had a little bit different of a list. I changed some things though because I did get one newer figure in 2025 that you need to know about if you don't already, and that is the Mouse King from Four Horsemen Studios. Figura Obscura specifically is the line. This figure is stinking awesome. It has a few different things you can do with it. If you haven't experienced Four Horsemen figures, the customization, like the pop and swaps, all that, it's unreal what you can do. I actually was surprised how much I liked this very unique, like, how many heads does it have on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 heads on this Mouse King. That's just nuts. I saw this and I thought it looked ridiculous at first. I'm like, I'll still get it because I'll just do like a regular mouse warrior. But then it came in and I like set this up with the little stand they send. And I'm like, it's so cool. It's been sitting next to me all throughout the holidays. This has kind of been like my holiday figure, like just right next to me as I'm doing all my work every day. Really cool accessories. Again, a lot of things you can do with it. You can take this massive cool red cape off. You can like make him more grizzled warrior. He's got like this big monstrous neck you can attach onto him to make him look like something that crawled out of like an R.L. Stine book. It's cool. This is a very fun figure. One of my favorites. It could be higher on the list if not for the fact that I really do love the top 3. For different reasons, but this one, worthy of everybody's top 10 list. The cape really is amazing on this thing. I love the cape. I mean, everything on it is just really cool. And the packaging is just, with the Obscura stuff, you feel bad opening it. I've saved the 2, I've only got 2 of the Figure Obscura ones, right? Like I've got the Ghost of Christmas Past and Mouse King, and those are the only 2 Legions, or Four Horsemen figures I've kept the boxes on. I feel bad throwing them away. They feel like they're valuable. Like this is probably $100 on the open market. Like I need to hang on to this. And I feel bad throwing away the Mythic Legions ones too, because in the back of my mind I'm like, well, what if I sell this or want to get rid of it someday and I could just repackage it? Because everybody else seems to have those packages laying around, but I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that. All right, we are at my number 4 figure of 2025. This is, I'll admit, a little bit of a cheat code, but I'm going to roll with it because I think it is awesome. And that is the Transformers Combiner. So this is the Devastator. I learned what the Devastator was this year when I think it was this figure, his arm, the little bulldozer. I don't know that figure's name anymore, but somebody told me, they're like, "Hey, David, you realize that's like the arm of a combiner?" And I'm like, "What's a combiner?" And then they told me what a combiner was, and I found out that this is what a combiner is, and this is awesome. As somebody who is a huge Build-A-Figure fan, like diehard Build-A-Figure fan, this is I get why people get obsessed with this. It's just the same thing. Like get all six or however many it is, build your giant transformer robot, and like this is how cool is this? This is so cool. It took I think this is six different figures. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, six different figures. So it's not cheap to get this guy all together, but it is so worth it. And the build up is awesome. So I'm not a huge Transformers guy, but I am all in on every combiner from here on out. So thank you, Devastator, for getting me addicted to the Transformers combiners. And yeah, like it's like a step up on a Build-A-Figure, I think. Like it's, if your Build-A-Figures, if the figures themselves became the pieces to build the bigger figure, we are at the top 2 of my 2025 top 10 action figures. At number 2, I have David from Cyberpunk's Edge Runners show, the anime to be specific, not the video game. So right here is David Martinez. I might like him because my name is also David, so a little unfair there. But this figure is very cool. This was actually close to my number one. I mean, he's got the cloth goods. I don't know if I've seen Jada Toys do too much with cloth goods. I know on General Bison from the Street Fighters line, he has a cloth cape. I'm not sure how many other figures they have with this amount of cloth goods on him. So he's got the pants, he's got the really cool like neon yellow jacket, he's got his little emblem on the back. Comes with a few good accessories. He's got like a little blaster that comes out of his arm, obviously the gun. I mean, the abs, of course, the cross necklace. This is just a fun figure. I'm also a huge fan of the game, and I thought the anime was awesome. It was just superb. So this does kind of, I think, personally for me, mean a little bit more than it might for most people. But this was my number 2 figure of 2025. I have not taken him down yet from where I have him displayed, so he'll probably be up next to me for quite a while. Before we get to my top pick for 2025, I do want to hit on a few runner-ups. So there were a lot of good figures this year. It was very difficult to come up with this list. So I did want to make note of a couple of the figures that meant a lot to me. Some of these are just for different types of reasons, like I like the figure itself, or I'm just a big fan of like the content that it comes from, and that would be probably the case for this figure, and that is the McFarlane Warhammer 40K Titus figure. Big fan of the 40K universe. I love this game. Was a blast. One of my favorite games of the past couple years. So this was a really fun figure that they came out with. Again, a really cool. As far as there's not a lot of these in the market. I know Joy Toy does theirs. I think this is a better version of what Joy Toy does. Not that those aren't cool, but it gets you that level of like detail that you love to see. So really cool figure. Love it. Another runner-up for 2025 is going to be Agent Anti-Venom. I know not everybody loves this figure. I love this figure though. I love Anti-Venom as a whole, and then making the Agent Anti-Venom. So if let me say this, and I know people did not love the Agent Venom action figure. I thought it was fine. If they'd added this little arm appendage with the guns though, it would have blown me away. I know everybody's got their own opinions on figures. I think the blue guns with the white little appendage arms is so cool. Love the little spiky armor. Again, not everybody's cup of tea, but it is mine, so deal with it. Another honorable mention coming to me from a good friend of mine from Strong Collectors, Dakota, maybe you've heard of him. But he did hook me up with, or got me connected with somebody that could get me Dragon Man. Again, this is somebody I don't know anything about. I don't know who this is. I want to know more about him because of this figure. So cool, so fun, big, bulky, winged Dragon Man. I feel like it does the selling for itself. So there's Dragon Man. And finally, for 2025 on honorable mentions, this is, again, a little bit of a cheat, but it is finally the year in which I did get HasLab Galactus. There he is. So beautiful, so big, so bulky, so awe-inspiring. Yep, I know he's been out for a little while, but I got him this year, so he's going on the list because he is freaking sweet. Oh, and his head popped off. and we're here at my number one figure for 2025. So you can do the drum roll in your mind, but for me, the number one figure is the San Diego Comic Con exclusive Mythic Legions Paladin. I This was probably one of the figures I hunted hardest for ever in my life. I was hunting for a good price. I did not get a good price. I bought this thing at market value. I finally caved in, not cheap, which probably is why I am obligated to put it at the number one spot. That's not true. I love this figure. This is cool. It was worth every penny. I'm never getting rid of it. I love the colors. I love myself a nice, just classic knight look. I'm a big fan of like the paladin kind of lore and themes. It's got the yellow and black flumes on the top. It's got this cool chained like I don't know, like I'm assuming like a book of incantations or spells. I don't know. It's great. It's got the cloth goods at the bottom. The sculpt for it, like all the detail, the amount of detail in this thing is just next level. I'm a huge fan. It is my favorite Mythic Legions of all time at this point. Very excited to see what else they come out with because this is supposed to go along with the actual role playing game that they're going to be producing here soon. Hope to see more. I know they're doing like the red and black version of this too. I'll probably pass on it because I've got this guy. But yeah, if you don't have this guy and you can get him, go take out a loan and do it because it's worth every penny. So this is my number one figure of 2025. I hope you enjoyed my top 10 figures because I enjoyed them. Thanks for coming along with me. Again, check out gonewmeta.com. If you wanted that Iceman, the code is Iceman for 25% off. Otherwise, you can use NewMeta100 for 10% off anything in the store. So, and that is as many times as you want to use it, you can use it. So feel free to get that 10% off every time you come at New Meta at gonewmeta.com. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.